A Mother's Day craft with you today. I'll go ahead and start telling you who I am while everyone files in. My name's Catherine and I work for Michaels. I'm a category director in kids, which means I'm one of the buyers. And I'm here today with my daughter, Bellamy. Can you say hi?
Hey, Bellamy.
And she is in kindergarten.
Awesome. My name's Jen, and I'm also from Michaels, and I'm joined with my little mini maker here, Zoe. We are super excited to make our Mother's Day card, right? But you know what? You guys can make cards for whoever you want. So this card is going to be great for teachers or grandparents or dads or moms, whoever you want to make this card for. Super awesome. Catherine, I can't wait to see your card.
Awesome. So while everyone's just logging in, we do have a couple of announcements. First, we wanted to just welcome you all. This is our second Kids Club, and as you all know, today we are here to make a card. So we'll go through the template and the craft here in just a couple of minutes. And we also just wanted to extend a welcome to everyone. You're welcome to turn your camera on, see each other in the gallery, see us. We can see a few of you while we switch back and forth. Last time it was really fun to have everyone hold up their craft at the end and show us the work that you're doing. So we'll call on you for that later today. But we just wanted to make this feel like a really fun community and invite you to turn your camera on if you feel comfortable. If you don't like your background, I think you can pick a fancy one in Zoom and kind of just create your own paradise. But I already see some of you out there, and thank you for joining us.
I see lots of happy faces right now. You can't wait to see your crafts.
So, Jen, did you have an announcement before we got started?
Yes, so I was wondering, do any of you guys have birthdays today, or maybe it was yesterday, or maybe it's tomorrow? I have a birthday this week I'm super excited about. So I was thinking maybe we could all say happy birthday to you guys. So maybe write in the chat if you have a birthday today or if it was recently, let us know. And we're gonna unmute everybody and we're gonna all say happy birthday at the same time. So you guys have the option to unmute yourselves. So we're gonna say happy birthday on the count of 3, right?
It's loud. You unmuted us.
Happy birthday,
Everybody. What they're saying. That's not how to sing it.
I know.
Out.
All right, that was awesome.
All right, guys.
Do this.
Mute our. We're about to get started. One more little reminder. If you guys want to do the craft with us today, we're going to show you where to find it online. You can do it later. You can do it here with us. And then once you've done it, you can take a picture of it and you can share it on Facebook or Instagram and just going to hashtag make it with Michaels. All right. All right, Catherine.
Jen, before we start, will you navigate and show us how to
Absolutely.
how to find? Yep, thanks.
Yes, so if you guys want to find the project online, you can go to michaels.com and you can go to projects, which is up here at the top. And from the project page, there is a kids project, kids craft right here. And if you click on that bubble, looky there, it's the second one on the page. And then you even get a little preview of what we're going to be doing on Thursday's Kids Club. That's the handprint canvas. Very nice. All right, so you just click on this project and you can see all kinds of stuff. You can order the items if you don't have them at home, or if you have them at home, or like we're just going to use what we have at home. You can click on the instructions tab and you can go over here and it steps you through. You can get the template here. Also, if you signed up for this class, we sent you an email that has the template that you use that we're going to be using on the call today. All right, Catherine.
All right, I'm ready over here.
Awesome.
Okay, so first thing we're going to do is show you the craft that we're going to create. Bellamy is holding it up for us. So we are doing the Mother's Day card like we just showed you. This is the one that we made before class. So to Jen's point, you can grab the templates. And what you're going to do is obviously print the template out. Now, I want to offer you guys an option if you are not able to do that. So if you, for some reason, cannot print out the template, I want you to know that we did put the measurements on there. So what you can do is hold a piece of paper up to the screen, take a ruler, and just help validate that the measurements look correct and trace it. Obviously, you want to be very careful with this and do some light paper, but it is an option if you were unable to print prior to our call today. So we're going to use this template and take it to get started on the craft. Bellamy, there you go. Yeah, we're going to cut out our template.
Now, some of you guys have Crickets, and we found that you can actually take the image file of the PDF, you can convert it to an image file, and you can put it in Design Space, and you can have your Cricut cut them out. I would like to note that that is how I achieved my beautiful little flowers here.
That's awesome, Jen. I didn't even think to use my Cricut for that, so that is a great tip. So you're going to go ahead and cut out all of your templates. I did pre-cut some so that we could be ready on our end for you guys today. Bellamy is going to go ahead and keep cutting, and I want to give you guys a minute or two to cut because I see you going. So I'm going to stay with you and keep cutting mine. We do have some kid-friendly scissors over here and then some mom-friendly scissors. Just want to tell you about some other supplies while you're cutting. So we over here are using Recollections cardstock for the background of the card. And then we are going to be using Creatology construction paper to make our flower and flower pot.
Hi, Catherine.
Yeah.
Just a question on what happens if we don't have a template? You kind of went over this earlier, but
yeah. So
can
if you
please...
don't have a template, we went through the screen show and showed you how to find it online. And one thing that might be nice is so that you can trace it on your screen. So just take a light piece of paper and use your screen to trace, and that will give you a template. Another thing that you can do if you aren't able to do that, you can freehand draw some of these. We are using a circle that is about the size of a toilet paper roll. And that also makes a nice round circle that you can use to trace petals if you want to freehand this yourself. And then obviously you can freehand the flower pot by drawing it on construction paper and then just cutting it out. So lots of options for creativity if you want to follow the template. Obviously this is the template that we're going to use today. Okay, how's everyone doing? Got our flowers cut out and our circles cut out? Anyone need some more time, or are we feeling good out there?
For those of you guys asking about the template, I dropped the link to the project in the chat. And again, we sent an email that has the template in it. Debbie, if we have the option to share the document in the chat, can we do that too? I'm not sure if we do or not.
Looks like there are a few people that need some more time.
Okay, I'm still cutting too, so we are hanging with you. So Karina is the other voice that you hear, and she's helping us navigate the chat room today, keeping us on task. Did you get to say hi to everyone yet, Karina?
No, I haven't. Hi, everybody. It's good to see you all.
All right, so I have about 2 petals left. Then
We have some funny chat going on about not prepping. It's okay. We prepped because, you know, we're teaching the class, but we knew you guys would need some time to prep. So if you need a little extra time, that is totally fine.
yeah, I think there are other parts that might go a little bit slower to enable you guys to catch up out there.
Yeah.
To Jen's point, we definitely prep so that we're ready for you. And then after our Zoom meeting today, this will be available for playback. So if you want to make a second card, or if you have time to print out the template later, you will be able to come back, go through the steps with us. We're also seeing, you know, different fun applications for those of you who joined us a little late. This can be Mother's Day, teacher appreciation, a gift for a neighbor or a loved one. So we're making a Mother's Day theme today, but I actually really love the way that you can send a special message to just about anyone in your life with the flaps of the flower. Okay.
Yeah, and I think for anyone who needs more time or wants to go back, we're recording this and sending it out later. Is that correct, Jen?
Yes, that is correct. Good call. This will be posted on our classes and events page.
Awesome. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and move on to constructing our first card. So we are going to start with the tracing steps. The main thing that you want to remember while doing this is that you're going to need two copies of your flower, because you're going to want one for the background and one for the overlay. So the way that I figured was actually the easiest was to just take a piece of construction paper and fold it in half, trace your flower so that while you're cutting it, you're cutting 2 at once that are identical in size. So I will slow down and do this with you. So we're going to take our sheet of paper. Bellamy, would you like to do pink petals?
I'll take blue today.
Okay.
I always take pink.
Okay.
Take a break.
So we're going to fold our paper in half and then get out your flower to trace. And I just use a pencil. I will tell you, don't stress while you're doing this. If you get pencil marks a couple of extra places, there's your pencil. What I did was I used this side to be the back so that I did not have to worry about getting stray pencil marks anywhere. So we're just going to trace the flower, hold it really steady. Again, don't worry if the paper's a little flimsy and it bumps just a tiny bit. So keep on tracing. And again,
So while you're tracing that,
yeah.
some other thoughts. I know I did not have every color that we needed for the project. Like I don't think I had brown anywhere to be found in this house. So we did a black pot, which is cool. But if you don't have the colors, you can improvise. Pull whatever color paper you have together. You can use white paper and decorate it. So we did a little bit of that as well. But yeah, don't stress about, you know, not having exactly the right papers, or, you know, I know some people have had trouble finding the templates. Again, you can freehand these. We've also put the link to the project in the chat bar, so you can go find the project and click on the template from there. But yeah, don't worry about having exactly the right supplies for this one. We've got lots of hacks to help you out so you can still have fun with what you have at home.
Absolutely. Good point, Jen. I love that. I also think if you have even notebook paper or copy paper, you could color it with crayons, make your own pattern or color paper from that. So I think we could probably come up with a bunch of alternatives. So if anyone has questions, drop them in the chat for us. I see some people are still struggling to get the template. I see someone's made their own template. So we are trying to make sure that you all have that in your hands as easily as possible, so that we can make sure that you have the template to do the project. Again, the size is noted on the template. So as you are using potentially your screen to trace, you can easily validate it with a ruler to make sure that it's showing up to the right size. The size is primarily so that it will fit on this size of card in this shape. You could always use a different shape card if your flower turns out to be a different size. So yes, I see someone asking if you can go ahead and cut. So you can definitely go ahead and cut out your flower petals. And then we're gonna have two more things that we need to trace. We'll need to trace the middle of the flower, which for that I chose yellow. And then we'll also need to trace the flower pot. And for that, I chose orange. So I'm going to go ahead and let everyone get started on tracing and cutting while Jen and I talk you through just some more things while we're doing the craft on our side. So I see, how many flowers do we cut? This is the only item that you're going to want two of. You'll want one flower pot in one circle, but this you're going to want two.
There's another question. Are we making a Mother's Day craft on Thursday?
We are. So Thursday we'll be using our hand prints.
Cute. And yes, we do cut 2 flowers.
Yes, 2 flowers.
This is really harder than I thought it would be. It's okay.
It's okay. All right. We are also having a hard time cutting. For everyone who said that they're not a great cutter, it takes a lot of practice. Jen, how is your cutting going?
Good. I was just making sure that I was gonna have this all sized out right. Folding my flower.
All right. What colors are you guys
Using cardstock, so it's a little, I'm using a thinner paper than it looks like you're using, so I'm getting a little bit of curl on my flower, which is gonna be cool.
Ah. What kind of paper is everyone using? Are you using construction paper? Do we have some people doing the color your own style? Tell us in the chats or show us on your camera.
Tree paper, that's my favorite. Well played.
Construction paper, Crayola, regular paper.
Drawing
There was
paper.
also a question about whether there was a template for the pot.
Yes, so everything for this craft was on one piece of paper that we have now cut up, but it originally looked like this. And it had the flower pot, the circle, and the petal all in one spot. So I personally think that the petals are the hardest to replicate. The circle, you can generally find something to trace. And the flower pot, you know, you can make your own rectangle if you need, but if you can download the template, that would be fantastic so that you have the option for flower petals. Yes, you can take them. Okay, so we're gonna keep cutting ours out. And then like I said, after we're done with our flower petals, we are going to trace and cut our flower pot and the circle that is the center of our flower. All right.
Oh, there's a fun tip. Gatorade lid is the same size as the circle that needs to be cut out.
Excellent tip.
That's genius. Whoever came up with that, gold star.
All right. Okay, so like I said, we're going to continue to trace. Here's our traced flower pot. So for those of you who have your flower pot ready, go ahead and decide on your color and trace and cut that out. Yep. And then we're
So
also
a little hack. Oh, sorry. A little
Yes.
hack on the flower pot. It is 4.5 inches wide and 2.5 inches tall. And if you want, you can cut a square that is 4 by 2. Or I'm sorry, a rectangle that's 4 by 2, and then you can just taper the sides to make the pot. So if you can't find the template, or if the template you have doesn't have the pot, you can just use those measurements and get your get to the right size. And the paper that we're using for this project is just 8.5 by 11 paper, and it's just folded in half. And the flower does come to the outside of the paper. You can see on mine, it's like all the way out to the edges. So it's supposed to fill up the whole thing. And then the pot, I haven't glued my pot on yet, but the pot's gonna sit right down below here. So, and if you want, like, if you don't want your flower to be huge, like I like mine to be huge, you can just trim the flower down a little bit. You can trim the pot down a little bit if you want. I mean, again, this is your craft. So make it however you want to make it to make you guys happy. All right. Sorry, Catherine.
Oh, you're good. All good tips. We are just over here tracing and cutting, as I think most of our friends are out there. I still see some questions, so I want to answer. You want to cut 2 flowers. You are going to need a bottom layer and a top layer. So 2 flowers should be cut, 1 circle, 1 flower pot. 1 circle will be in the middle and 1 flower pot on the bottom. So last time, 2 petals, 1 circle, 1 flower pot. My daughter is just having a craft moment, and we are making several petals over here right now, because that's half the fun, is getting to craft together. All right, so once you have everything cut, traced and cut, you are going to want to start assembling your card a little bit. So I would recommend using your thicker paper if you have one for the background. So this is where I was using the Recollections cardstock. It's a little bit heavier than a construction paper, a little bit heavier than a copy paper, is truly a nice medium weight cardstock. So you'll just want to take it and fold it to the shape of your card, and then do your best to keep it straight and create a really solid crease. I normally use my fingernail if I don't have a tool to make it really flat. You can use a ruler, side of a pencil. Once you get that really sharp crease, it seems to make the craft a little bit easier to glue on top of, which is going to be one of our next steps. Does everyone have their cards getting ready? I see some paper flying out there. Jen, what color did you pick for your background?
All right, so I picked a green background, but look, check out my flower pot. I did not have anything cool for, like, I didn't have any brown. So I just took a random piece of like scrapbooking paper and I made this decorative pot.
That's awesome. I love that.
I just wanted to make one note that the PDF that we sent is just 1 page, but I think we sent the full template via email to everybody. And that had the flower pot, which is essentially a rectangle. What else was on that second page?
Yeah, if you can't find the email, I did see a couple of people say they couldn't find the email. We found a few people had it was getting caught in their junk mail folder. So check the junk mail. I think it comes from Michael's community classroom. So it may have gone to the junk mail. But again, the pot is actually the easiest thing to freestyle. If you have the template that has the flower and the circle, those are the more difficult pieces to freehand. But the pot's pretty easy. Again, it's like 4.5 inches wide, 2.5 inches tall, and then just taper the sides a little bit.
Definitely. Okay, so we are going to discuss, before we take action, our assembly steps. So things to think about. You are going to want to lay your flower on top of one, not on top of the other, to make sure that you have them as identical as possible. My petals are not perfect, so it's easy for me to see which one's a little slanted to get them layered. Our next step is going to be to glue one down. We'll write our sentiments in the petals. We'll make folds on the top one and glue that down and keep going. But I want everyone to just kind of know already what the next steps are before we proceed. So I see a couple people asking us to wait. No problem. We're going to take just a couple of minutes and let you guys catch up. And I am going to repeat the instructions just a couple of times. So again, what we'll do is take our first petal and we will glue it to the paper. We can either before we glue or after write our sentiments. So for the practice card that I did, I described my mother. So I said my mom is smart, she is pretty, kind, funny, and nice. I drew the stem for the flower, the leaf, and I added the flower pot.
The best.
Someone says, gosh, it's all describing them. I agree. There's a lot of really good moms out there, I bet. So like I said, we will write our sentiments in the petals, describe our mom. If you are giving this to a nurse, a neighbor, a teacher, obviously feel free to edit how you please. Another option would be to give her a sentence. So my mom is the best person I know. You can take a different approach for whatever fits your sentiment. This is a personalized card that highlights your love and your crafts. And so we want you to make sure that you take your creative and thoughts and kind of make it your own, do it your way. All right. So
just as a reminder,
yeah.
the question on when is Mother's Day? Mother's Day is Sunday, May 10th.
Yeah.
And if you could just try to show the card a little bit closer to the camera
Definitely.
so everyone can see.
Yeah. So this is what we'll ultimately be doing. Like I said, we'll be gluing down our first petal, adding our sentiments, making our folds, gluing down our top one, putting in our circle. So there's about to be some writing. If you are ready for us, go ahead and get your markers ready. We'll draw in the stem and the leaf, and we'll glue on the flower pot. And then you will be ready for your Mother's Day card for this Sunday. All right. So it looks like we are having a flower party over here on the desk.
I was gonna say, you have a lot of mothers over there.
Say what, Jen?
You have a lot of mothers over there with your.
I guess we
You're
do.
doing teacher cards.
Yeah.
Some teacher cards, some
There you go.
grandparents.
Oh wow.
Okay. All right.
I don't know about
Production assembly. I think I'm gonna outsource my card to you, Bellamy. I'm gonna just let you do my cards now.
No.
You've got it down.
Yeah, it's like we have an assembly line. Kind
This
of.
is good. So I'm glad you did more than one. So I think there's a couple of people that got behind. So if you want to talk them through, like go through one more, since you have all those built out.
Yeah.
One more time, showing them from the fold all the way how to construct it.
Yep, definitely. So the first thing that we did was take our big card, make a fold. That gets us ready to make the base. For people who are just joining us, you're going to use your template for the class, fold a piece of construction paper over, trace the flower, because you want 2 petals. We're going to take 2 petals for each flower, 1 circle, and 1 flower pot. So these are the elements that will make each card. This is the elements that will make each card. 2 petals, 1 circle, 1 flower pot. So I'm going to go ahead and begin assembling mine. Please remember that you can do these in a different order if you'd like. I'm going to start by drawing a line. You can start by gluing. There's no right or wrong way. Again, this is a fun craft that you're making with love for someone who's special in your life. So feel free to personalize this any way that you please. Again, no right and wrong way to assemble your craft. All right. So Jen, how are y'all doing? Everyone good out there?
We are good. Yep.
The one tip is
We moved into some sort of, Zoe is doing a card insert decoration.
all right.
The best thing I know to call it. So
That's awesome. Yeah, we definitely tend to freestyle our crafts too. That's why I don't want anyone out there to be frustrated or worried if they are behind or follow the steps in a different order from us. Please do not worry about it. You definitely have the freedom to do this in whichever way makes sense for you. And like I said, we will have a recording of this out there so that you can play it back later and finish your craft or make multiples for other people in your life.
yep. Check out the insert here, Bellamy. What is that?
Rainbow.
Yeah.
Rainbow.
Zoe's favorite, rainbows. Well, unicorns is a pretty close tie.
Yeah, that is a good tie. Okay, so Bellamy, how would you describe your Gigi or your grandma?
I would say my mom is the best.
Is the best?
Or
Okay.
my mom is the prettiest.
Oh, that's very sweet. So thank you, Bellamy. So we're going to say funny, smart, kind,
How do we do the middle?
loving. Here you go, Bellamy. And nice. Bellamy likes the idea of making a sentence out of the petals, which I actually think is a really cute idea. It could be an inside joke. It could be a sentence that describes your loved one. Could tell any kind of little story that you want. It also could be just the introduction to the card. So maybe you have a message you really want to portray on the inside, and this is kind of the beginning of the story that you're going to.
Hey, Catherine, just one question around what do you put in the middle of the flower?
So ultimately, we are going to glue another set of petals on and put this circle. So the yellow circle, the circle template, is what's going to go in the middle of the top flower. So what I did was just this bottom step where you put in your first round of petals. That was the step I just did. We are still going to do the top petal and the circle. So if you are ready for the middle, you could glue your circle to your blank petals. That would be your next step.
What do I use to write it?
It's okay.
I have no idea.
All right.
Where's your purple?
Okay. So I am going to go ahead and do my folds first. Again, you can glue first. You can do your folds first. It's really up to you. There are no wrong answers, especially not today, not in crafts. Jen, which one did you do first?
I'm sorry, which?
You fold first or glue first?
Oh, I definitely folded first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the fold, and the way I did mine is I made sure that I folded from the corner of the petal to the corner of the petal, straight down like this. You can kind of see like that.
Yeah.
And just went around the flower, and I did each one that way, but I did it before I glued it because then it gives you the lines so that you can see exactly where to place your glue.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you wanna hear what Zoe's were?
Yes, we would love to hear it. And also anyone out there can type it in the chat for us too.
All right, so this is for my wife. So she said she just said my mama loves me, protects me, does activities, is good at science, and is good at polishing nails.
I love that. Good at polishing nails is a really important skill right now.
Yes, she's the one you want to do it, not me.
What else have you guys been doing to keep yourselves busy?
Oh my gosh, we've been through so much sidewalk chalk.
Oh yeah.
Paint and canvases. You can see some of Zoe's handiwork here behind me. She's been painting like crazy and drawing pictures, and we do lots of puzzles.
Great. So I do want to let everyone know that I have kept, I'm going to keep going, but I want to tell you the next step. So I've been trying to check in with you guys, kind of give you a precursor to where we're going next. I see a couple people asking us to wait for just a minute. So we cut the petals out from our template. We made 2 petals for each card, glued one completely down, wrote in our words, then took our second round of petals, made our folds so that we could see very clearly where we need to glue. So if you make your folds,
Can I do my second one, my
Yes.
third, and my fourth?
Bellamy's getting excited. She wants to keep making more, Jen.
Oh, you should.
Make your folds. To Jen's point earlier, it gives you a really clear perspective about where to glue. Where to glue. So you're going to glue in this spot on top of your other petal. That's what I've done here. So that's as far as I've made it. for you guys. And then what we will do next is you take the center of your flower. So mine said, my mom is, again, if you're making this for a neighbor, a teacher, you will put different words on there, of course, but we're gonna go ahead and take this and glue it to the center. And while we do that, we'll check in with you guys out there and see how you're doing.
Yeah, you guys want to hold up your card and let's see where, oh, there's some really great ones. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you guys hold up your cards and let us see where we're at. Oh, look at that, so pretty. I love the teal and the pink. There's a purple one. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's one that's rainbow. You guys, these are great. I love these. Your moms are gonna be so happy.
I love it. Okay, so next step was to glue the circle on. So you'll write my mom is. My daughter did a two-tone flower. So she has kind of hurried through and finished hers, which it's really cute, different perspective. I love the two colors. I would love to know how many of you out there are doing more than one color for your flower. I think that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, there were a few rainbows out there where
Ooh, that's a
the
great
colors. I thought, oh, it looks like somebody's colored theirs. We've got lots of colored flowers and maybe a painted one. Oh, wow. This is good stuff, guys.
That is awesome.
We've got some really talented little makers out there. Some of them have already written inside of their cards. You guys are industrious. I like it.
So then our last step is just gluing on that flower pot, decorating our stem and adding a flower. And then we are ready to write on the inside a sentiment and our card is complete. Is everyone able to make a card today? Everyone feeling good? Someone made 2. That's awesome.
I'm making more.
You're making more. My daughter's going to keep going. We have a lot of people to be thankful for.
Well,
right?
if you weren't able to make a card because you didn't have your stuff or you weren't quite ready, that is totally okay. We will be posting the video to our classes and events page. So you can always check out our kids club. After we've had the kids club, you can go see what we did last Thursday and you'll see this video posted shortly. So you can watch the card making again. And you can check out some of our other cool classes. We had a cake decorating class yesterday. So those videos are up there too. So you're gonna go to michaels.com and the classes and events page. And Karina, if you could post the link to that in the chat so everybody can see it, that would be awesome.
All right. So Jen, do you want to show us your finished cards too?
Oh yes, check
Or
it.
in progress cards, depending on which step you're at?
Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. So
I
we got
love
our,
the smile.
got our little things. So I totally had a fun idea while I was making this. I was thinking, you know, if you're getting really ambitious and you really want to butter up mom, you want to tell her about how she's super awesome, you could put another petal here and you could have layers of awesomeness that describes your mother.
I love that.
About butter her up real good.
That's a great idea. I wonder how many people will go back and add another layer of there. That's,
I'm pretty sure I will.
yeah, I know. I have a lot to be thankful for sure.
Don't forget your supplemental card inserts.
Yes, optional.
Yep, decorate as you feel necessary. The more, the better.
Yes, the more, the better.
All right, and remember, when you get done, you can take a picture of your card and you can put it on Instagram, you can put it on Facebook, and you can tag it. Hashtag make it with Michaels, and then it'll show up. And so some of these things get pulled into our gallery. It's super awesome. Other people can see your cool cards and your crafts, and you can do this anytime. You can do it today. You can do it for other classes. You can just do it with cool stuff that you've made with, you know, stuff you bought at Michael's.
I love it. All right, everyone. Well, that is our Mother's Day card for our Kids Club online today. I think you guys probably already know, but we did show the way to sign up in the beginning. You can sign up for another class this week or another week in advance. We have our May classes out there for you, a bunch of different themes, but we will be doing another Mother's Day craft this week. To Jen's point, please join us online. Feel free to share your work on the hashtag Make It With Michaels. And if anyone has any last questions, please put them in the chat. Otherwise, we will say thank you so much for joining us today. And we will see you on Thursday or in the coming weeks for our Kids Club online.
Yes, we're really excited. Make sure you go and sign up. The spots get filled up really fast. I'm gonna put here in the chat one more time. This will take you to our classes and events page. You can see the videos. From there, you can go and you can sign up for additional classes. We would love to see you guys again, and we're super, super happy you guys were able to join us today. So thank you so much, and we will see you Thursday for Mother's Day Part 2. Thank you, guys.